Top of the evening, guys. It is the I Am Urban Malachi-RESEAN show. We're over there this time. God darn it. This is the I Am Urban Malachi-RESEAN show, and we're doing our best to get it going. Did she say that? He said that. God darn it. Even Mirror Express Homes LLC. Absolutely, guys. They are endorsing us to stay alive here. We're somewhere between the freedom status and the living our purpose status, but somehow, some way, we find our ways in building this status respectfully. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go read the Patrick Bet-David book, Your Next 5 Moves. Guys, I have an absolutely tremendous one for you guys this evening. Today has been my best day. I'm doing the greatest that I can be in this position, in the greatest day of time on this earth and this planet, none other than today in August 13th, 2024. Gosh, this is a day I've never seen before and a day I'll never see again. It's all still factual truths. Can I be real with you guys? I'd rather be real with you guys. I thank you guys for coming in. I thank you guys for liking. I thank you guys for commenting, subscribing, and asking questions. Are you still broke? Like, you watching this? This is episode 40. It's probably because you want to be. Okay, this is the mastering operational optimizing the systematics that we are vastly approaching for getting you guys from being broke and going to where you want to be. So the difference in where you are currently and where you're looking to get to is simply called growth, the middle girth gray area. So what are we going to do? All the things that you don't want to do. Isn't this how this works? It's literally how it works, guys. I told you guys, we're not gonna complicate this here. We're gonna get straight to the point. We're gonna cut the wheat from the chaff. We're gonna cut all the fat and trim the fat. We're gonna assure that we transitorily place it in the proper sensibility that it makes sense to all my viewers who love me and support me. So, guys, still broke? All right, here, guys, in episode 40, we're gonna be doing what we have set out for our challenge. Over the next 90 days, I am going to be committed to cold calling property owners in exchange for their ownership and control of their property. And also what will occur is we're dealing with boxes that have tops on them with individuals inside of them that are facing some sort of challenge. These challenges vary from pre-foreclosures, where an individual, this does not happen overnight. It's not always about monetary. First thing people bring the thought process in is monetary. It is not monetary always, guys. Sometimes the default is just a stipulation that's out of the mortgage. Please get to this point. The thought processing and how this works, guys, is super simple. How you guys are supporting me now is super simple. How you guys are going to support these individuals. You got to show up on time. You got to be there ready to go and have the solutions in hand. You guys got the tools. So now you guys are the tools of the Titans. Oh, why am I really in a high spirited mood when I talk about these things? Because I actually solve these people's challenge every single day, and it's an ongoing occurrence. So these videos are just here to remind me every day of the fantastic opportunities that I'm providing to you guys. And well, I know that 98% of you aren't going to do jack squat squid diddly, and I even gave it all away for free 99, and you guys are going to go be willing to pay $30,000, $40,000 for a guru in which you're never going to do a single thing that they tell you. But you're going to do a little bit. I'm not going to say you're not going to do anything, especially if you put $30,000, $40,000 down. But most times, individuals that pay for knowledge generally do just a little bit more than those who absolutely do nothing, absolutely zero, and take no massive action and then go and complain all over the social medias that they don't have an opportunity. So that... Then if your screen logs or your timelines, time feeds are looking of something like that, you guys better want to get rid of all those naysayers and all those narcissists, because they're going to absolutely plague your newsfeed. Now, why am I saying all of this? Because it matters. It's literally how individuals get in their circumstances. It's a consistent focus over time. What they continuously breed in their environment is what they become. Individuals are not going to capacitate of a mindset that is completely out of their normals. It's just reality, and it's scientifically proven, guys. It's almost as if it's like Darwinism, you know, the survival of the fittest. You know, where you are probably going to be, if you hang around chimpanzees all day, then you probably will start eating more bananas more likely. You'll have the likelihood of eating more bananas. Or if you're eating 8-ounce steaks on a daily basis, then you're probably being a being. And if you're growing your own food and you're not, you're probably more self-reliant. Those sort of things. So those who are watching my videos and are enjoying my videos understand why pre-foreclosures are sensible to really deep and dive into the motivational factors. Not just pre-foreclosures, but have you guys noticed how tax delinquencies go delinquent on a yearly basis? Like every year there's going to be another tax delinquency, like with regulations. Okay, you guys got me that far. Well, let me take it a bit step further. If you guys like that, and just you guys are really eating that up. Well, when I tell you guys how I send out mailers and marketing mailers where individuals don't live in their home and there's absentees in their homes, I mean, they're paying taxes on it, aren't they? What's the likelihood of them not paying taxes on a property in which they don't live in? So now they are not creating any revenue for that property. See, I got you guys thinking. I get you guys thinking that if I could just do one thing, guys, one person to think outside of the box here, guys, I think I've done my job. Thinking outside the box to have massive successes where I want to get you guys to get this ball rolling. So one of the 5 are just being able to know what kind of circumstances and challenges. And the next thing I like to really hone into is maybe there's a high water bill in that property, whereas there's no one living there, and or distressed property for that matter, where the property owner just doesn't want to do any fixings to the property or bring it up to 2024 speed. Guys, the point that I'm making here is super simple. There's a challenge in which they're facing for some reason under the sun. Whatever that reason is, we have the ability to solve it. So what we're going to go and do is we're going to go out to our local city hall, or we're going to go and look up and do our due diligence and find us a buyer. I show you guys from very scratch of exactly how to do so. I get straight to the point. I don't add any fluff. I give you guys the knowledge, and then of course I give you guys some entertainment because I have to keep you guys entertained. Most of your attention spans are less than 3-4 seconds, so I don't know within the first 15 minutes if I don't get out the information, you guys aren't going to stick around long enough. So we go out and we find buyers who are actually going to execute on these properties, who are actually proactive in the market, and they have either a lot of cash or access to that cash via maybe some credit or a line of credit, in which they're already probably bidding on properties down at the front of the courthouse that has no pertains to the courthouse, just in front of the courthouse, because it's the most local and common place, and it's better than being in the front of the yard where they might possibly be a havoc arising. So we go out there and we speak to my favorite character, Mr. J. Joe. Mr. J. Joe's out there bidding on property. He may have dropped 5,000 or up to just 5%, whatever the auctioneer is requiring for them to begin bidding on the property, with no guarantees that he's ever going to actually buy that property. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go out there to Mr. J. Joe and we're going to say, hey, look, Mr. J. Joe, we just saw you bid on that property that's in the 23442 area code. I don't know where the zip code is. How about I just use the zip code I know? What do I know these zip codes I use? 21603 is their area code. I think that's like Mansfield, Virginia, or somewhere in Accomack County. You're bidding on this property, and we noticed that you're buying $250,000 properties in this area. Would you like to buy more properties in this area? 4 beds, 2 baths? Yes. Why? Because he's going to save time, energy, and money. So what you're going to do is then now, with you gathering all this information and doing the due diligence and building a rapport and introducing him to your your abilities of what you have accessible. Yes, you're going to take them out to a lunch and sit down and get to know his family and stuff. And once you guys have that rapport, you're going to go out and start buying with his criteria. So what you're going to go and do is you're going to find dilapidated properties within his criteria that he can spend buying budget, you're window shopping for him, and you're going to find properties that fit his criteria that are 4 beds, 2 baths, and you're going to find them on less than $250,000, somewhere probably between about $125,000, $150,000. Let's keep it super simple, right? So you go out and you find a property where Miss Sarah Sue on 123 Main Street, or pardon me, you look up the property using the methodologies that I teach you guys here in this video, to actually search the property's address information and who owns the property, or who has control of the safety patrol of the property, who owns the control of the property, who has the say-so, the decision maker. So you come to an agreement that the best means for taking this property off for shoulders that may have a tax delinquency or just in distress is at $75,000. So you go and you place Miss Sarah Sue under a purchase agreement for, let's say, $75,000, and you both find out that agrees that the property is valued at somewhere around that number for the price of it is today, and to take it off her shoulder, she's willing to accept that amount. So Miss Sarah Sue, the call goes something like this: Miss Sarah Sue, I came across your property at 123 Main Street. I was curious if you were interested in selling the property. I'm interested in buying the property. Oh, you're interested in selling it? Great. Tell me a little bit about the property. It's 4-bed, 2 baths. She's giving you all the say-so of what's going on in the property. And Mr. J. Joe's she's just reading out Mr. J. Joe's buying criteria because you did your research, you did your due diligence before you went out there. And now what you're going to do is you're going to say, all right, well, this works for me. It works for you. What we're going to do is you're going to explain to her exactly what the process is. Hey, we're going to place this property under an agreement in which I may not be, I'm interested in buying this property, but in the event that this does not work out for me, I have other partners who may just purchase this and perform on this property, on our agreement that we have. And in the event that they may not find to take things of likings, and I get that, if you just are just so hesitant to work with anybody else, or of course there's many others out there in the sea of options that you could most pertainingly entertain if you would like. But if you really want to get this property off your shoulders and solve your challenge and get out of the circumstance that you're in, I can place you in front of an individual who can perform on our agreement. However, if that does not work best for you, I also have a realtor who can list this property and get it listed on the market, and we probably can get the exact amount that we agreed to. But you're always going to be working with me. You always want to hone in on that keynote right there. You're always going to be working with me. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take that purchase agreement. Once you guys have signed the agreement with verbal altercations, you guys might kind of be getting some kind of backlash. You got, hey, well, I need to talk to my spouse. Okay, well, would your spouse want you to stay and attack the link of circumstantial? Would you like to get them on the phone now? No, they're busy right now. Would they want you to stay in the circumstance? Would it suffice as saying that you want to get out of the circumstance, whereas you're $50,000 and $75,000 in arrears? No, they don't want you. They don't want you in the tax delinquency. Okay, look. Well, this is the opportunity to get out of that. Okay, another rebuttal that you may face. Oh, well, I needed to see with an attorney. Well, Miss Ursul, let me ask you this. You said that you owe $75,000 in arrears. Let me ask you this: what kind of means have you came across before to actually solve your challenge? You've done this, that, X, Y, Z, to go on the lines of whatever decides to come up in their minds to come up with. So you get to the point in stating, well, if I have an agreement that just is in layman's terms, nothing too serious, no legal jargon, just everything that you and I heard in this phone call, is that something that we both can agree that you're looking to do? Your name is blah, 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 Miss Ursul, and you live at blah, 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 your address is, and then my name is blah, 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 blah. Malachi-RESEAN, Urban Malachi-RESEAN. From the sake of this video, all rights reserved for reason my name. you guys get it. So with that note, if that works for you and the $75,000 is what's covering the property, is it okay with that we just set this so that I can utilize the paperwork to start the transaction to know what's going on with the property? Because this doesn't give me granted access to anything to the property. All this allows me to do is a title examination on the property to ensure that, guys, if you explain it to these individuals, they are going to get it. And if they don't, they're not interested in selling to you. Most case scenarios, most of them, not 80 to 90%. I'm going to say just 90%, just at best, because 75% is statistics, so I'll make it up on the spot anyhow. But 90% of the reason why you're not closing on deals is either A, you're underselling them, you're not telling them, or you're trying too hard to sell them. You're giving them so many reasons under the sun that they'd have probably told you a yes somewhere along the lines, and you're still trying to push it out of what you're reading off of a script. Another reason is that you just are not that person that they want to work with. They have a rights to who they need and who they want. If you are the individual that they need to work with, then they don't have to work with you if they don't want to. But you became the person that you want to work with, and they just decided to go with someone else, and they found a better deal somewhere else. And or last but not least, you're just not the kind of person they want to work with. That's that. I've picked up deals off of other wholesalers just simply because like they just were not providing enough value. Like it happens. I've gotten deals from individuals that had opportunities to get deals and they just did not close on for whatever reasoning. I don't know. But I know they didn't provide enough value because when they came to me, they told me all of this stuff that was going on, and they didn't really have too much rapport built with them because they're telling us, oh, well, I didn't know that because they didn't tell me this, but now you told me this, and now I know this, and I would just rather work with you. Guys, it's all in providing the value in which will work for them. And they will want to work with you. So, well, after you've gotten through your rebuttals and they've decided to say, hey, well, look, this works for us, you're going to sell them on the vacation and say, well, look, here's what we could do best for you. If I can open up this title information today, that way maybe in a few days we could get a title examination to come back to say that there's free and clear of lien encumbrances. Does that work for you? They're more likely going to say yes. I hardly hear a no. Unless they just straight out, flat out are not sellers, I hardly hear a no. The only time I really hear a no is if like they're not interested in selling. They're just trying to get a price and they're in the market for browsing and they're just poorly utilizing their time just to entertain what the market is in. So I don't work with those individuals. I do my best to prevent working with those types of individuals. Optimizing my systems is just based off of the operational systems of what I do allow and I don't allow. I keep it marginalized to a circumstantial that I want to deal with individuals who are motivated to sell and they just want to work with me. I ask them multiple times, hey, you want to work with me? You want to work with me? You want to work with me? After that third time I ask you want to work with me, you should be cutting me a check. Oh, well, yes. Like if I don't get into the first round, I'm probably going to get into the third. My first and my third are like my sweet spots. But I do follow up 72 times thereafter. So whether or not we get a yes today, a no today does not mean a no in the future. But however, if you don't follow up, you're never going to really know. So I say all this to say to save you the sacrificials of finding out on your own and being able to get out there and get a yes a lot sooner rather than later, and at the earliest of the best abilities of you getting started, you actually can turn over a no into a yes. So I'd rather tell you this in these videos to where it makes sense rather than you getting out there and the seller tells you no and then you're complaining like, oh, it doesn't work. You're all over social media. And I tried the wholesale thing. Guys, you know how many failures, how many losers I hear say, yeah, I tried the real estate thing. It didn't work out. Yeah, you didn't work. And your scripts suck. It's just blatantly. It's just you suck. You try to sell. You'd probably try to sell me on the reason why we need oxygen. It's like you're not breathing right now, are you? I mean, you don't need oxygen. What's not breathing? I know that sounds really rude and really rough, really rigorous, but that's not what I'm getting to. The most simplistic of all this is what I'm stating is, if you want it bad enough, you will go out and get it. If you don't, you simply will not go for it. That's how this beautiful operational thing works. The people who I work with want to work with us. They want to sell their home. They want to get this circumstance off the burden off their shoulders. And the best means of doing it is with an individual who they know and trust. Once I've gotten the offer across the table of what works for them and they've accepted it, they've given me a yes, my awareness and their awareness of what they signed up for is probably the most prominent to us. We enjoy I think this was like really should have been number one, but our pride and joy is being aware. Awareness that they're signing the property to be sold and that we can mitigate any risk that factors what comes to their mind, and we get it across the settlement table, and or we just uplift the burden off their shoulders completely. And then whatever we consider is valuable of our time is the exchange of the home. So if that benefits them, they're going to exchange it for their home and the capacity of that they know what they're doing. And so long as they're in capacity to actually contract, they're going to make sure we get all the information we need to close with them and settle with them. So guys, if you're still broke, it's because you want to be. I want to get into the phone calls to tell you that you guys can actually see how these things operate. And that's why I've given my commitments over the next 90 days, so that you guys could see firsthand that all of your excuses are made up in your head. 97.9% of the excuses in your head are probably BS, and you can't put them on a piece of paper. Like if you put I just literally learned this from Alex Hormozy. Like if you put all the reasons why you can lose on a piece of paper, the short of a list means that you're somewhere close to your yes. You're somewhere close to a win. And if you are close enough to that win, you're going to get it done. because you're going to have every reason to have that executed and have it accomplished. So, without further more, without being so preachy, thank you guys for viewing. I have a absolutely phenomenal one for you guys today. I am going to be coming out of the greats of Zillow. So I'm going to be using my cell phone this evening because my forehead must read Remedy. Obviously, it says Remedy up here somewhere on my forehead because all these companies are just deciding to want to be a part of my. Yeah, I know I did that over the camera. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Bunch of companies are just deserving a wonderful, wonderful lettering in the mail describing that there's no money in the systems. So, all of that to say, what we're going to be working to assure that we could get our troubleshootings and our bottlenecks of servicing so that we could provide you guys with the service. So we're going to be using our cell phones this evening, something you guys should have, especially if you're watching me. If you're able to scroll on social media all day, you should be also be able to have the access to the knowledge and information that you want to succeed with, right? So you guys are viewing me, so if you're viewing me, you should be able to also have access to the same softwares that we're using here to be successful in Even Mirror Espresso. So the very first means of us being successful, I'm going to use auction.com. And I'm going to be coming out of the greats of Nevada, guys. Family, Nevada. I keep calling you guys family. Ooh, we got some new property. See, there's one day in real estate is like 7 years here on Earth. So there's almost always going to be there's always no exaggeration. There's going to always be a new property to call up. So it's a lot of leads out there, guys. You guys are passing more deals every single day that you can monetize in a lifetime, guys. You're gonna pass more deals that you can monetize in a lifetime. It's not something new. So, of course, this horseradish computer is going to allow me to plug my phone in, and we're going to charge that. Out of the way, I want to make sure that I'm also entertaining the commentary section. Let's see. Do we have any commentaries? We are live on Fastest Book. We're live on the YouTubes of the world. We're live on the Tweeters. We are live on the... Ooh. Yikes. We're live on Twitch. We're live on... Oh, we dropped Instagram. What's up with that? Instagram not picking us up, and Rumble's not picking us up this evening. Oh, that's not... Oh, that's worse. All right, so bear with us for a moment. We're just having a little momentary juice build up on our device. This thing deserves this little bit of just teetering time for this evening. It's used 99 plus 1% of the entirety of the day. So if I can do anything but allow this thing to just get its juice while we are still charging, and my box is charging too. Okay. So, yes, I have a power bank too, because when this thing is dead and I'm out in mobile, I gotta have a charger, right? If I'm in the position to sit and actually charge, it's a miracle. All right, so without further more, auction.com, where you guys are heading to. I'm going to actually change the states because I'm actually not going to do Nevada now. No longer want to do Nevada. So let's see, foreclosures. And then we're going to do all right, let's do Utah. Nah. Guys, just pick a state. You guys pick a state. When you go to the state, go with that state. It doesn't matter what state you start in. Start in your backyards. That's what my best advice for you guys. Start in your backyards. Learn your backyards. Learn your backyards in and out. My favorite place is my backyard. the timing that I have allotted for you guys, I have to use other backyards. And those become my playdhouses. All right, so here we go. I believe I found one here, but oh my, no. We're going to use the filters. We're going to change our filters around a little bit. We're going to change the auction dates, make sure that they're refining and going down, so that I know the latest of the dates, latest to the earliest of dates. And then I'm going to filter these out to have the private sellers and foreclosure homes. I'm going to assure that everything else doesn't really matter. I don't care if it's vacant. I would rather for it to have a property owner in the property, simply so that I can assure that the property owner is living there, and that actually advocates best for us, so that we can assure that we have a client in there. And let's see, so we called that number already, and we actually have a follow-up for that one. So we want to find somewhere that is suitable. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, this is like a really nice home. Doesn't have any beds, baths, or beyond. Well, it has beyonds, but it doesn't have any beds or baths that are on the site. So, very first thing I'm going to do when I bring up a property is I'm going to actually drop it inside of my calendar. Super simple, guys. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of it so that I know that what kind of property I'm dealing with. And I can change the lead status as I go. And that's going to be at 11 o'clock for the auction time. And what I'm also going to do is set reminders prior to, so when it gets closer to the date, the closer I get, the more I know of how much timing is remaining till the auction date. My unmatched perspicacity coupled with share and the fatigability makes me a fair opponent in any human endeavor. Tate speech. And we're going to make sure, as I stated in the description, that I have the date of the foreclosure so that I know when the details are coming to its awaiting day. And then I'm going to have the time up here along with the trustees' information so I can get in contact. Now, we don't have, we can get access from the actual homeowner, and I'll show you guys that over these calls that we get access from the actual property owners first and foremostly, so that we can get in contact with the foreclosure attorney and gather all the details that they are requiring for them in the mortgage and stipulation of the mortgage, so that we can better assess what we're working with on hand. All right, so now I'm going to duplicate that listing, and I'm going to do a follow-up for that one. And I'm going to say property inquiry, because we're inquiring about the property. But this one I'm going to place, oh, they only have they have like 8 days. I'm actually going to put it a day before just to be on time. 8 o'clock. And then our follow-up schedule is going to be 2, 1, and 5. Change the color so I know what team member can get the lead. All right, and then we're going to set notes. All right, so I'm going to open up in my notes section I'm going to place the address first and foremost so that I have the address when I call them. Once that's in the notes section, I'm going to take the streets, or in fact, my apologies. We need to find out who owns this property. So the best means of doing so is checking the county assessor site. I use a site called netteronline.com, in which you guys can find below inside of the description box or inside of the videos description box. The very first thing I'm going to do is click on Public Records Online Directory. It comes up and toggles on my screen. I'm going to zip code, type in the zip code converter, the zip code of the property. And the very first thing I want to look for, let me put the correct zip code in first. There we go. And then what you want to look for is where it states the assessors. And then we're going to wait for the public records to populate up. Hoping you guys are having an absolutely fantastic evening this evening, as this is loading as if it's on Starlink. Waiting on you, Starlink. Man, they should have told me it takes this long to get Starlink. All right, sometime an hour later it'll come up. Rather now than later. Godspeed. All right, because I know that there's more than one way to do this, it's taking a bit more time on that site. Not sure why. I think it's more pertaining to the site that I'm attempting to pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a site or a application called Parcelled, and Parcelled is going to give me the GIS map on my phone, the global interacting system. And then I'm going to pull up the property's address, and there we go. I found the property owner's name. It pulls right from the public records, so I could just grab the information that I need. Seamless process, right? You got it. That's what I keep doing. So I enjoy going here for you guys, keeping it super fundamental, so that you guys can have immediate massive success from watching these videos. I'm excited to hear my first overnight success. Hey, I took massive success, and in less than 24 hours, I closed my first deal. It's going to happen, guys. 48 hours, because you got to give it time. Because you got to give it time for them to actually go to closing, unless they close outside of escrow. Now that I want to hear more of. I'll take any of you guys' success. So I want to broadcast your success. If you guys allow me to broadcast your success from off of what we learn here, learn and earn, guys. Learn and earn. All right, so I have the APN. I have the property information here. All looks well. Okay. What I'm going to do next is, now that I have the property owner's name, I'm going to search their most possible numbers so that I can get in contact with the property owner. And in order for me to do so, what I'm going to do is use fastpeoplesearch.com. All right, having a bit of a bottleneck with my service, so let's see. Let's try this. We're gonna troubleshoot my device, and we're gonna get the best results that we're able to get. More power to the peak potential, guys. Peace to all the gods. All right, we're waiting for that to power on. Curious of why that transpired in the means that it did. All right, there we go. There we are. All right, so the very first thing the site does want to come up. Sweet. All right, we gotta wait for the bars to come back. Freshening the bars. And there we go. All right, so let's place the property address in here. Bada boom, bada bing. And then the very next, I'm going to place the properties address information. Carla Nevada. All right, advertisements are going to make sure we get filthy rich. It's good. It's good. 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 Oh, guys, we're still open to sponsorships as well. Even Merit Express Homes is sponsoring us, but you guys are more than welcome to buy out their spots. Much like our houses, the highest bidder gets the highest priced property. Oh, that is super strange. Also, actually. Let's see. Enable Wi-Fi calling. Wow, that's really interesting. Let's go with TruePeopleSearch.com. Must be something going on with my tower tonight. I'm not having any service. I'm live on here. I'm having good service on here this evening. This evening we have good service on the broadcast. Absolutely great service on the broadcast. Oh, my phone is not. Oh, why? The one great thing I love about learning is learning shows through behaviors. Things that just used to tick me off would just be like, it's cringeful now. It's just cringing. Now it's like, Remedy is going to be so sweet. Accord and satisfaction. Okay, let's see what we got going on this time. Let's turn the Wi-Fi off. We're going to turn the internet Wi-Fi off this time, and then we're going to attempt to pull up. Oh, there we go. It seems as though that works. All right, so it took a little troubleshooting with my device to finally get on the right footing. Man, I look back at these videos and you're like, oh gosh, this was troubling times, and I made it through. But for now, these bottlenecks are really interesting. Rather be truthful with you guys. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. We are doing our best to work with what we have here that's available, and then over time we'll grow into having all of the equipment that we need for this to be a streamlined process. For now, we have a parabolic start going on. All right, so let's see. All right, so now I have the property owner's name. So we're going to give them a call up. Have their name. Oh, and I have several numbers as well. So let's call up the numbers too. Why don't we? Let's call up the names and numbers. All right, let's solve their challenge. Let's see if we can solve their challenge. We have to be opportune first. See if they're open to working with investors. No, I'm going to close these deals. Forget them on the phone, though. All right, so that number didn't work. So we strive for 5, or strive for 6. 6, right? Yeah, 6. 3 phone calls, text message, shoot them a phone calls, 3 phone calls, send them a voicemail if they do not answer the phone calls. Shoot them a text, send them a text message directly afterwards. And then what you want to do is you're going to send them an email. After you send them an email, then you can do a flyer. I prefer door knocking. Like, door knocking is my favorite thing to do. One of my favorites. I won't say it is my favorite, but it's one of my favorite things to do. I like to do all of them. I do all of them. All of them are the best. Like, all of them are my favorite marketing tactics. However, just door knocking and mailers are like my top 2. But I get a lot of responses from phone calls. Just more favorable for the others if you're trying to get in contact with somebody is just to call them. But my yeses come from either a respondents, inbound respondents.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless.
All right, that number is not in service. So let's go on to the next one, shall we?
You have reached is
working on my compliments. I need to streamline my compliments, guys. I compliment well, as they say, but I want to compliment with excellence. I feel the urge of prestige complimenting individuals is just a keen way to really.
Verizon Wireless.
Nope. Keen means to actually getting individuals to build rapport with them. There's a saying I'm reading in a book by Dale Carnegie. When it comes to mind, I'll say it. Be hard in your applications. No, there you go.
hello.
Hello, may I speak to Mr. Carlson? Mr. Charles? Charles? Yes, may I speak to Mr. Charles?
Charles?
Yes, Harlison?
I think you got the wrong number.
Oh, okay. My apologies. I was calling to speak to the owner of 109 Ash Street. Would you happen to know that person?
Happening what?
Would you happen to know the owner of 109 Ash Street?
9 Ash?
Yes.
Vancouver?
My apologies. Could you repeat that?
You mean in Vancouver?
No, in Nevada.
Oh, I think you got the wrong number.
Okay, thank you. If you know anybody looking to sell a house for any reason under the sun, you can give me a call back.
Well, what time?
Any home, it doesn't matter. It just has to be I like the more prettier, the more work they need, the better.
The more work?
Yes.
So what are you looking for here?
I'm looking to buy a home. If you know someone looking to sell a home.
Buy a home?
Yes.
Oh, I see. So here we don't have a home hotel.
Okay, no worries. Well, if you know anybody, you can give me a call back. Okay.
So you mean selling a house?
Yeah, if you know someone that is selling a home.
Oh, I see. So you are a realtor?
No, I'm an investor. I'm just interested in buying homes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye-bye. All right, short, sweet, to the point. That wasn't him, and I got me a referral. I'm going to send him a referral link now. You just never know. People know people that sell a home. You'll be the first person they send, especially if I pay up to $1,000. You're gonna be the first person. Yeah, I'm gonna get $1,000. He closes on at home. I can make $1,000. All I had to do is just make the dots connect. I like the way people think. You know, people think outside the box. Oh my, yeah, they were in Vancouver. Whoa. That's across the world. Yikes. That's all the way across the world. That's in Canada. More than likely not going to be the person we're looking for. All right, on to the next number. And then we have emails that we could send a inquiry to.
The number you have reached is not.
All right, not available. Okay, all right, that one didn't work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send them a email because I got an email down here at the bottom. So I'll send them an email using our scripts that we have available. Really gonna start ramping some stuff up around here. Not liking the results on these bottlenecks. So the only means of doing so and fixing that is to really hone in what's working and cut that out. And hone into what's really working. We're going to separate the wheat from the chaff and start implementing individuals in places that we are not able to be in, or we're just not having massive success as we would desire to in that stance. All right, so I'm going to send them an email. Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's see. All right, and let's see. Man, he must be enjoying that sleep back there. Ooh, it is getting pretty late. All right. So I'm going to do one more from here. I gotta make sure I send out all of these emails a property inquiry. All right, so I have here the time, date, and a contact for us. Now I just need to make sure that I place in here a bit more information that I don't have in here. So, oh, here it is, calendar. Easy peasy. Easy work. All right, this time we're gonna make sure it's saved in the calendar because must have didn't hit the submit button, but taken care of. The 21st. I believe it was at 11 a.m. We can always just double check on the site just to be sure. Ooh, that's not what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Hey, it's only got 600 views too, so we're still got a bit more time. All right, so yes, I was correct. 11 o'clock a.m. All right, I'm really excited about this one. Okay, everything is in there, and all right, that one didn't go through, and that one either. Okay, so we're gonna do one more for the sake of this call. The goal is to do 50 a day, so that's reason why we're going to be ramping up a bit more. So I'm gonna have it whereas we can have a lot more of the calls going in the beginning of the videos, rather than the just to critique the beginnings of the calls. So I might not do the live so that I can have the calls actually in and I can actually call them a lot. Rather than just pick or have the my apologies, have the numbers set inside of the skip tracing software. Once it's in the skip tracing software, then we can do the phone calls. Rather than having to do the due diligence while we're on the call. I think you guys get the due diligence period already. I don't think the due diligence part has to be in every video. Okay. All right, found the next one to do. And I'm going to copy and paste the information. We're going to add it to our calendar. First things first, always add it to the calendar. So we can start doing our due diligence inside of the property. Placing it in the calendar is always best to do first. And I'm going to place the foreclosures information, foreclosure details in the description. So I got the foreclosures, timing, of course. I got the date. I got the date, the time. I have my follow-ups. I have the color code that I need to set it at. And I have the address that's going to be in the description. Then I want the trustee's cell number so that I know which trustees I'm working with, what foreclosure attorney I'm working with. Again, we're going to defer to your state's attorney because we do not know. We do know that there's going to be a defer in the state, or there's going to be a difference in the states and what they all require to discreetly speak on foreclosures. So because we don't know all 50 states and they all defer, we are going to defer to your attorney. All right, got the goods in the safe box, in the safety deposit box of my handy dandy calendar. I live on that thing. I live on my calendar. My best time blocking device is my calendar. You literally can change your life by having the calendar set. Literally, well, that's also what, have you noticed that that's actually what separates those who are 9 to 5 and those who are multi-billionaires? It's all in what they do with their time. It's like you're only going to have a certain amount of time in a day. So all it means that you go to properly perform and execute on those timings. All right, so we got our notes. We're going to save it this time because we didn't save the last one for whatever reason. But this time we saved this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the due diligence period, get them the call. So we got to find out which county, where we might be still in the same county. So what I'm going to do is actually just use Parcel for the sake of this video. But as I said, you guys know the means of doing so to strictly use your city, states. I would prefer to use it because I don't want to use any third-party sites. I'd rather just have the city and the states, whatever they have one, is going to be almost closest to public access, public data. Although private's always going to be the best because there's always alterations that are made by the decision maker inside of the homes. So their rights, not mine. We share the same rights. All farm animals are equal. Some are just more equal than others. George Orwell. You guys have you guys read that? 1984. You guys got to take a look into that book. That book is an amazing book, guys. DMVHL LLC. So this is an LLC. So I don't know the state's Secretary site. So let me do some research really quickly. Secretary of State of Nevada business search. Short, sweet, to the point, right? Nevada Secretary of State business search comes up on Google just like that. That's how you do it. All right, let's do search results. It's right there. SOS company name search. Boom. Get her done. DMVH LLC. That was not a free promo. BTW. All right, so no records found on that one. This is really interesting. organizations will always be a complete difference than the individual's name. So let's make sure we have the organization set refined for this. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. We're doing backflips again, guys. Side flips. There we go. Cartwheels. Let's see what's going on with this changings of portion amounts in our calls. Let's see. Super simple fix. Huh. Just so. Okay. All right. So if I'm not able to get it this round, for the sake of this video, it may take us to do some due diligence off screen. Again, pushing these videos towards the beginning of the day. My morning schedule just simply does not permit me to. Oh wow, this business is dissolved. Does not permit me to actually get the calls in early unless I do them like. Well, I really wouldn't have that time either because I have to allot for clients. So, my apparatus is to have individuals doing certain parts of my business for me, and if I can do them for fractions of the cost of the timing that it costs me to do it. So if it costs me $60,000 per hour for me to perform a task for individuals, if I can get somebody to do it for $4 or $5 an hour, I prefer them to do it if they could do it. If they could do it better, twice as better, 10x. If they could do it 10 times better than I can do, I'd rather them do it because for the fraction of the cost and my timing, the sake of my time, they do it. So if we're working on having that implemented here, and we found the entity, great. So for the sake of this video, and it's another LLC. For the sake of this video, what we're going to do, we have a street name, street address, and a manager's name. This is a business. So what we're going to do is we're going to call these individuals up tomorrow, early as possible. So I'm just going to notate inside of here for the team to know that the manager's name is XYZ and that we need to give them a prominent call as soon as possible to stop the foreclosure because their business is dissolved. So that means they're in some kind of financial rut because why is your business dissolved? If your business is operating and booming, you should be making money. And if you're not, then we can come and solve your challenge for you and get you out of that financial rut. So without further ado, I'm actually going to end it there. So that's going to be updated for our team. We're going to do our best to start having a lot more of these implemented during the daytime so that you guys can actually see them. More calls and more responses because we do get responses. It's just simply that they're after our lives. So maybe we have to do like a 4-hour special or something like that. I don't know if you guys are up for that. The longer we go for these videos is probably going to be valuable to you guys. However, it's just for the time consumption that I have in my calendar and with the team, and then also getting things here and endeavors in order. I want to make sure that we are meeting the obligations that we have set here in our business and even Marriage Express Homes. So I bring these videos at the leisure times that I have, so that I sacrifice so that you guys can have. Not that that's something you guys care to know, but we will continuously bring these videos out at the performance based that you guys are continuously coming in and seeing that these are massively success for you. And if you guys are bringing us more challenged questions, the better we can direct of exactly what you guys are looking for. So when you guys send us to the top of the algorithm. When you comment, they give us a better insight of what you guys think about the videos. When you subscribe, we know that you guys are entwined with what we got going on, and it's really solving your challenges. And when you ask questions, they give a better guidance of what you guys are having challenges with. It doesn't matter if you guys are senior in this business, veterans, if you're intermediary where you guys are just trickling, doing maybe 3 to 5 deals a month, and you just need an extra hand or advocacy to get to the next level, or you guys are just at the beginner level and you guys are just doing the best you're trying to get that first deal done. So these videos are for you guys, for the 9-to-5ers who are overworked and underpaid, you guys who are out there who just need that set retirement income that you can only set. You're probably working a 9-to-5 now, and you can only commit 4 hours a day to this business, and you want to know how to ramp your business up, we're going to optimize your business for you. We're going to have the operational set, optimize, and marginalize based off of the timing that you have allotted for it to have master success. With that being noted, I'm going to digress here. Thank you guys for viewing. You guys have a phenomenal evening.